Welcome all to the black hole of exploring knowledge, the analysis hole. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel for further notifications to my upcoming videos. So, students, this is the answer to the question: the critical analysis of the comedy of errors and Angoor. So, the answer is William Shakespeare has remained pivotal in entertainment industry, with his plays becoming the foundation for many adaptations and derivative dramas and literary works. His works have transgressed the boundaries of location and time, as his stories do not remain confined to the Elizabethan era of England. Shakespeare's plays have received attention from renowned Indian filmmakers, from Manu Sen's Bhranti Bilas in 1963 to Vishal Bhardwaj's Heather in more recent times. In the 1963 Bengali comedy film Bhranti Bilas was an adaptation of Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar's play of the same name, which was itself inspired by Shakespeare's The Comedy of Errors. It was only after the film was remade in Hindi as 1968's Do Duni Char that Shakespeare's play was revisited by Gulzar in his wildly successful Angoor. At first glance, the plot of Angoor seems to follow the trope of identical twins separated when young and subsequently finding each other one way or the other, presumably by divine intervention. A closer look will, however, reveal that the storyline has been modified to be more palatable for the Indian audience. Angoor begins with a cheeky toast to the genius of Shakespeare, thus acknowledging the contribution of his The Comedy of Errors to the plot of the movie. The film introduces the two twins traveling with their parents, their father, Raj Tilak, an eccentric man, names by bizarre reasoning both of his sons Ashok, and does the same to another set of twins abandoned by their mother in the inn they made a stop at, naming them Bahadur. The six characters are met with a dire situation when they are shipwrecked and separated, eventually growing up in different towns. Ashok and Bahadur from Dinkapur travel to another town, which coincidentally happens to be their brothers. It is right after they step foot into the town that madness ensues, a madness brought forth by mistaken identities, which is the central theme of Shakespeare's much adored play of The Comedy of Errors. The film Angoor makes several digressions from the original storyline of the play, taking generous creative liberty to tweak certain characters to have a life of their own. The character of Gion was an instance who plays an important role till the end of the play, is killed off rather unceremoniously and abruptly after the shipwreck. The Syracusan Ashok, so to speak, a man of eccentric spirit himself, is an avid reader of Hindi crime thriller novels and is a highly suspicious individual. In The Comedy of Errors, Aegeon mentions to the Duke of Ephesus that his younger son went out in search for his older twin after the age of 18. In Angoor, however, the Ashok from Dinkapur seems to remain oblivious of his brother's existence until he finally comes face to face with him towards the end of the movie. The other Ashok, on the other hand, is first shown to be playing cards with his overbearing wife Sudha and his sister-in-law Tanu. There is no equivalent of this scene in the play itself and appears to be added to establish the dynamics between the three characters. The Syracusan Ashok's courting of Tanu, the Bollywood counterpart of Luciana, is not as overt as in the play. One of the major changes in the film adaptation is the scene where the mistaken pair of Ashok and Bahadur devise a plan to drug the characters of Sudha, Tanu, and Prema in order to escape unnoticed, ultimately ending up drugging themselves in the process. The minor character of Alka remains unexplained. Other than being a source of jealousy for Sudha, she seems to be introduced only as afterthought to steer the action of the film. It is not just the plot that has been modified, but the cultural aspects and language also been adapted to be better suitable for the Indian audience. The film recontextualizes the events of the play within the Indian society. As the audience could hardly relate to the Elizabethan trends of the time during the play's production, certain changes have been made to make the panning out of the events plausible, thus relocating the action and contemporizing the interaction between the characters and their environment. This was done by renaming the characters as well as their immediate surroundings, and accordingly Antipholus becomes Ashok, Dromio becomes Bahadur, the Centaur becomes Imperial Hotel, and so on. Shakespeare's wit is captured by Gulzar's incorporation of the local languages of Hindi and Urdu, with the characters using native innuendos and metaphors. Angoor, nonetheless, does not dispose of several occasions and characters which make the original play so enduring to audiences across generations. The film takes care to compellingly illustrate the theme of mistaken identities, the dominance of the master over his slave, and the impudence and jealousy of the wife. The scene where the Ephesian Bahadur catches his supposed master smoking is especially important as it is reminiscent of the explosive exchange between the characters in the play, where Ephesian Romeo implores the Syracusan Antipholus to return home with him. The recurring device of the necklace, which helps in movement of the action of the play, also appears in Angoor and becomes the source of much confusion. Keeping in mind the nature of the medium of films, it is expected that it is different from the live action drama on stage due to time constraints and the target demographic to be kept in mind. Gulzar's Angoor has the same energy as the play, as there is much of the same elements of the melodrama and farce. And what remains the same is the essence of the play, which endeavors to entertain above all else. So note down this answer.